And this is just really not going to get it done. If we stick with these methods, we're gonna have rates that are failing 75 to 80% of the time. So we really need to develop an improvement methodology for human resources. And it really starts with data. And I'd like to dive into, what this might look like for you with respect to data. Here we have our schematic human being, and in the head, I have labeled behavior and cognitive. And what I mean by this is, what are a person's behavioral tendencies and what are their cognitive capabilities? And these things are kind of fixed. The research tells us that behavioral tendencies get locked down between ages of 9 and 15, and really by the time you're 18 and entering the workforce, your cognitive capabilities and trajectory is relatively set. Whereas in the briefcase of this candidate, we have education, knowledge, skills, and experience, which is what is learned over your lifetime. And both of these, what's in the head and what's in the briefcase, predict workplace performance. So the focus of resumes and interviews are almost solely guided at the briefcase. We spend time on education, knowledge, skills, and experience. Let's just say you're hiring a customer service representative. You look at their resume and you say, wow, you've done customer service at a similar company. You've got a fine track record of customer service at 3 companies. It looks like you should do customer service at my company. And it goes sort of like that. Where we really don't have the tools, or most people don't have the tools, for assessing behavioral and cognitive. And that's what we'd like to dive in with you today a bit. I'd like to show you some data that shows that an unstructured interview is only 6% predictive of workplace performance. That's basically 1 in 20. When you couple an unstructured interview with either a behavioral or a cognitive assessment, which are the #1 and #2 predictors of workplace performance, you see a 4-fold increase. And when you do all 3, a behavior, cognitive, and interview, you're looking at an 8-fold increase. And you might ask yourself, you're still only at 51% predictive of workplace performance. And what we would suggest that you do is use the behavioral and the cognitive data you get in your early phone screen to then structure your interview process and be able to spend more time where humans are more effective. Like, are they a cultural fit? Is this someone I would like to work with? Now, I know that some of you think you are this magic unicorn, God's gift to assessing people as they come in your door. And some of you might be. I certainly feel that after 15 years of managing companies, I'm in a much better position to assess talent. Or maybe you have someone in your organization who is incredibly gifted at the interviewing process and you rely on them. But this really isn't a scalable solution across your organization. You need a method in a valid way to decode the human. And I would contend that the human being is by far the most complicated object on earth. We don't come with instructions. We're capable of incredible highs and disastrous lows, and for the most part, it's really hard to tell what to expect. So what I'd like to dive into here is the first half of what's in the head, the behavior. And we'll use a framework, the Predictive Index Behavioral Assessment. Some of this will get a little techy, but there's a payoff if you follow the science.